Elon Musk's plan to colonize Mars. Elon Musk remains focused on his vision for SpaceX, establishing a permanent human presence on Mars. "We don't want to be one of those single-planet species. We want to be a multi-planet species," Musk said on Friday. While the company is flying astronauts with its Falcon 9 rockets and Crew Dragon capsules, SpaceX is working to develop Starship, an enormous stainless steel rocket designed to be fully reusable and carry people to the Moon and Mars. SpaceX founder and CEO Elon Musk remains focused on his vision for the company, establishing a permanent human presence on Mars, with its Starship rockets carrying people to and from the Red Planet. "We don't want to be one of those single-planet species. We want to be a multi-planet species," Musk said on Friday, speaking after the company launched its Crew 2 mission to orbit. "It's been now almost half a century since humans were last on the Moon. That's too long. We need to get back there and have a permanent base on the Moon. Again, like a big permanently occupied base on the Moon. And then build a city on Mars to become a spacefaring civilization, a multi-planet species," Musk also said. Starship is the enormous stainless steel rocket that SpaceX has been building and testing at its development facility in Boca Chica, Texas. Starship's goal is to launch cargo and people on missions to the Moon and Mars. Current Starship prototypes stand at about 150 feet tall, or about the size of a 15-story building, and each one is powered by 3 Raptor rocket engines. Musk has previously estimated that it will cost about $5 billion to fully develop Starship, although SpaceX has not disclosed how much it has spent on the program to date. The company has steadily raised funds in the past few years to fund both Starship and its similarly ambitious Starlink project, with SpaceX's valuation soaring to about $74 billion, making it one of the most valuable private companies in the world. Additionally, SpaceX last week won a $2.9 billion contract from NASA to help the space agency land astronauts on the Moon's surface with the first crewed mission targeting 2024. Starship has mostly been funded internally thus far, and it's pretty expensive. "As you can tell, if you've been watching videos, we've blown up a few of them," Musk said. The company has performed multiple successful test flights of Starship, although landing attempts after the last 4 high-altitude flights ended in fiery explosions. Despite the prototype's destruction, SpaceX sees the test flights as progress toward creating a rocket that is fully reusable. SpaceX's current Falcon fleet of rockets is partially reusable, as the company can land and reuse the rocket's boosters. But Musk hopes Starship transforms space travel into something more akin to commercial air travel. The rocket's enormous size would also make it capable of launching several times as much cargo at once. For comparison, while SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets can send as many as 60 Starlink satellites at a time, SpaceX says Starship will be able to launch 400 Starlink satellites at a time. Musk remains highly confident that SpaceX will land humans on Mars by 2026, saying last December that it's an achievable goal, about 6 years from now. He added that SpaceX plans to send a Starship rocket without crew in 2 years. In the meantime, SpaceX has many milestones to go before Starship can carry passengers. The rocket has yet to reach orbit. Musk last year said that the company will fly hundreds of missions with satellites before we put people on board. Musk may be focused on Mars, but the hurdles of Starship's development are not lost on the space billionaire. "It's a tough vehicle to build because we're trying to crack this nut of a rapid and fully reusable rocket," Musk said. "But the thing that's really important to revolutionize space is a rapidly reusable rocket that's reliable, too." In a recent interview, Elon Musk repeated his stated goal of wanting to transport 1 million people to Mars by 2050. The SpaceX founder says the future of humanity is at stake, which, okay, but the timeline he offers is ludicrous, and here is why. "Before we plunge into this, I need to make it crystal clear that many of the challenges addressed in this article are not insurmountable. Technological feasibility is not my gripe, nor do I take issue with the desire to colonize the Red Planet, though, as I've written before, the colonization of Mars will necessitate the transformation of the human species as we know it. That the 4th planet from the Sun may host bustling cities at some point in the distant future is possible. My issue with all of this has to do with the stupendously unreasonable timelines under which Musk believes this will happen." In an April 2022 interview with TED curator Chris Anderson, the billionaire rehashed his plan to send 1 million colonists to Mars by 2050, and he did so while maintaining a remarkably straight face. Speaking to a seemingly credulous Anderson, Musk spoke of a Herculean Battlestar Galactica-like effort to transport thousands of colonists to Mars with 1,000 SpaceX Starship rockets. Musk's vision remains aligned with a series of tweets from 2020, in which he articulated a plan to build 100 starships each year over a 10-year period. Departing in batches, each starship would leave for Mars during key 30-day windows that open once every 26 months. The launch interval is to take advantage of the Earth-Mars alignment, when the two planets are closest to each other. Should launches begin in 2028, and assuming this intense launch cadence can be realized, Musk figures the Martian city of his dreams, with its 1 million inhabitants, could come to fruition in just 22 years. For Musk, the lofty figure of 1 million isn't just a goal or a prediction, it's a necessary requirement for sustaining a colony on Mars. The critical threshold, he told Anderson, is if the ships from Earth stop coming for any reason, which could decide the fate of the Martian colony and ultimately of humanity itself. Musk is claiming a philanthropic motive, saying our inability to colonize Mars and transition to an interplanetary species could serve as a filter that ultimately results in our doom. As he told Anderson, "I think this is important for maximizing the probable lifespan of humanity or consciousness. But the probable lifespan of civilizational consciousness as we know it is like a small candle in the vast darkness of the universe, a delicate candle that could just go out." But as Musk also told Anderson, life on Mars, especially in the beginning, will not be luxurious. Rather, it will be dangerous, cramped, difficult, hard work, and you might not make it back, he said, adding, "But it'll be glorious." Glorious for Elon Musk, maybe, but certainly not for the colonists relegated to eking out an existence in a supremely hostile and unaccommodating world. Well, assuming they ever get there. The SpaceX CEO told Anderson that almost anyone can work and save up and eventually have $100,000 and be able to go to Mars if they want, in reference to the hypothesized cost of each journey. Alternatively, prospective Martians could procure funding from government sponsors or by taking out a loan, Musk said. A crewed mission to Mars could happen in 2029, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk hints. A tweet on Monday comparing the moon landing to a future Mars landing attached a photo of the moon landing dated 1969, on top of an image of an envisioned Mars landing, labeled 20. The tweet, from Space_Hub, an account that posts about space and astronomy, read, "What's your guess?" and tagged Musk. 2 days after the tweet, Musk replied, 2029. Musk has long seen a visit to Mars as a goal. In 2016, he said he wanted to build a rocket capable of taking people to Mars and supporting a permanent city on the planet. "It's something we can do in our lifetimes," he told an audience of 100,000 watchers at the International Astronautical Congress in Guadalajara, Mexico. But Musk's older predictions don't necessarily match up with his latest. In 2016, he told the Y Combinator, a startup accelerator, that getting a meaningful number of people on Mars was possible in about 10 years, maybe sooner, maybe 9 years. Meanwhile, a joint Europe-Russia mission to Mars, called ExoMars, was suspended on Thursday due to the ongoing war in Ukraine. This rover mission, which is part of a 2-part series, was set to launch in 2022. The 2-part mission was designed to investigate whether there is or ever was life on Mars. Like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel.